welcome back. My next guest won us over with his incredible voice when he became the X Factor champ in 2009. And now, Joe McElderry is hoping he can do it all over again on Popstar to Operastar.
Non morir d'amor. I'm very impressed. That was almost a chaka-chaka performance. You are able to sing chaka-chaka.
Well, adorable. Basically, we loved you.
And you've got one more girl in love with you, because that was brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Didn't you do well? Were you thrilled with how well you did?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to get them kind of comments. Especially first week with all the training and everything, you know, you never think you're quite there.
Yes.
But when I got onto the set, I thought, right, OK, I'm just going to have to forget everything I've been taught and just sing it, because if you think about everything, it just puts you off.
Is it because we were just chatting there during the break, and you were saying that the physical sort of element of singing in an operatic style is so vastly different to how you've always sung?
It is.
You were saying you got to sing out the back of your head.
Yeah, well, the way they describe it, I'm still not getting this at the minute. Instead of projecting it outwards, they say it's kind of sending it through the back of your head, and that positions the kind of way you should be standing when you sing, but it's... And then they're like, right, loosen off, but I'm like this, trying to hold this position, and it's just...
Sing out the back of your head, but relax.
Yeah. It's so, like, unordinary to me. You know, it's not what I'm used to.
You came across so naturally, and I think probably lots of people, when they heard that you were doing this show, thought, oh, he's a shoo-in, because there were so many comments when you did X Factor that you had this sort of musical theatre style of singing. So, I mean, is a whole new career born for you?
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I could sing opera all the time. It's exhausting.
Is it?
It's physically tiring. You know, when I was doing, you know, all the album promotion, things like that, it was more mentally tiring, you know, like talking all the time and things like that. But this is, like, really physically... You know, coming out of a vocal session is like doing an exercise class.
Do you feel that your voice has improved as a result of what you've learned?
Definitely. You know, I'm doing shows up and down the country still in between this, and when I'm flicking back to pop, my voice, as I would say, I can feel it. You know, I'm hitting the high notes that I might have found slightly difficult a lot easier, because I'm using the techniques, and it's strengthening, you know, it gives you stamina.
How fantastic
it's
is
amazing.
that, as it sets you on? You're not even 20 yet, are you?
I know.
Not
20
even 20?
next Thursday.
We were saying it's just about 18 months since you won X Factor. How do the two experiences compare? Obviously, you're more at ease on television and in front of an audience and judges now.
They're quite similar in the intensity of it. I mean, nothing will ever beat the intensity of X Factor, I don't think. You know, it's such a huge, like, whirlwind of emotions, and you know, it's massive. But this is exactly the same. You know, the vocal sessions, all the filming, everything that comes with it, and I'm enjoying that. You know, I enjoy the live TV side of things, and it's just a different style of singing. That's kind of the difficult part.
Now, a big part of your experience on X Factor, of course, was that your mentor was Cheryl Cole. You had sort of an extraordinarily close friendship, as well as the mentorship that was going on. She's had her own sort of travails in the newspapers. Was she a judge on the American X Factor, and then she was out, then she was back in again. Have you sort of kept in touch with her through that period?
We do keep in touch, but I haven't spoken to her in the past couple of weeks, because, you know, I think it's quite a private time when something, if what's been said in the papers has happened, it's quite a private time, so I don't really want to kind of be, like, prying for information and be like, oh, what's happened? And but, you know, she'll be fine. She will be fine.
Of course she will.
She always is fine, and she's an amazing, talented woman, and she'll go on to bigger and better things, I'm sure.
Isn't it amazing that we talk just as much about the sort of the trials and tribulations of the judges on these shows as we do the contestants?
It is, yeah. I mean, the judges are a huge, important part of the show, and I think that's what makes this show different to other things. You know, it kind of focuses on judges, contestants. Anybody that's linked to it, it focuses on, because it's such a huge show. And
for you, I mean, obviously winning it, amazing, brilliant, you know, and you had your #1 and everything goes great. And then the reality is, as we just said, you know, when that happens to you when you're in your 18, 19, you can't maintain that pole position for the next 20 years. There are going to be ups and downs. Yeah. And you're not signed to Simon Cowell's record label anymore. How did you deal with that sort of roller coaster thing kicking in? That it's not brilliant all the time. There are some challenges.
I think, you know, I have a strong family and friends that I keep very close around us, and I think, you know, I always knew that it's impossible to stay at that kind of level all the time. You know, in anybody's career, you always have bits and ups and downs. And I think because I always thought that, from entering the show day one, I never expected to win. And I felt really lucky to be in that position. And so it was just one kind of step in my career that kind of, it's an experience that'll help, I suppose, in further years.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
What would your advice be to old Jai McDowell, who's just won Britain's Got Talent, who doesn't have a dissimilar style to you, actually, but right now he is in the eye of that storm, as wonderful as it is.
Yeah.
His life has just changed overnight. What would you, reflecting back on your 18 months, what would you say to him?
That's quite a good explanation, eye of the storm. No, I think you've got to enjoy. You've got to stay true to yourself, because it's very, very, very easy to get lost in that kind of craziness when you're in it. And I think, you know, take time out, get time off, go and spend time with your friends and family, and just get that normality, because that's the most important thing that I've realised, that you need to kind of just keep flicking back now, because it's easy to just get washed up in it all.
Yes, and sort of lose touch with actually who you are.
Reality.
You're very good at that, because I saw your mum in the canteen earlier today.
Yeah, she's here.
Is that Eileen?
She's hiding away from the... I think she's sick of studios now.
Oh, there's a nice little picture of you just a few years ago. Not too... So do you sort of take her with you when you're sort of on the road and stuff?
I've always got one friend, a family member, somebody's always staying with us, because it's nice to have somebody that kind of knows you just for who you are, and knows when you're feeling a bit uncomfortable, or knows when you're slightly nervous. You know, they kind of know all the emotions, and they know how to deal with me with them, so... Absolutely.
Well, listen, I think Mr. Cow's going to be knocking on your door wanting to sign you to a massive opera contract, because I've got my money on you, young man.
Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Thank
I know
you
that
very
you're
much.
not performing this weekend, but we'll see you the following weekend, won't we?
Following weekend, yes.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Brilliant.